Being a system administrator, it is very important for me to deploy a server with less risk, that is called the security risk. And of course, it is my always try to make my network even more secure, especially when you are trying to deploy email server in your network, the DNS servers in your network, and especially all kind of communication servers like BizTalk. If you are using cloud-based network nowadays based on Microsoft products like Azure. So it is very important for you to configure your basic servers at least with a minimal interface so that attack will be reduced because of that reason. So my name is Harsh, and in this video we are going to learn so many things regarding server core. And not only that, I will also share with you that why we need to use server core in our network. And after that, I'm going to explain you the reason by using server core. Then one by one, we will try to learn that what are the basic steps to deploy the server core in your organization. As I know that so many administrators don't have any idea about the server core and how they can use it. So the very first thing you should know about server core, that it is one of the most secure operating system, especially when you talk about or you want to make a difference between the full graphical user interface operating system and the server core. तो जैसा कि मैंने आपके सामने शेयर किया था पहले भी कि सर्वर कोर क्यों ज्यादा सिक्योर है, क्योंकि सबसे पहला पॉइंट जो आपको याद रखना है कि 90% जो माइक्रोसॉफ्ट वल्नरेबिलिटी से रिलेटेड जो अपडेट प्रोवाइड करवाता है या सिक्योरिटी अपडेट देता है या सिक्योरिटी जो बुलेटिन्स में वो एक्सप्लेन करते हैं, जो न्यूज़लेटर में जो इंफॉर्मेशन होती है, वो मैक्सिमम जो इंफॉर्मेशन होती है वो होती है GUI ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम से रिलेटेड कि अगर आप जावा यूज कर रहे हैं तो बेटर यू शुड डाउनलोड दिस पर्टिकुलर सिक्योरिटी अपडेट. अगर आप .NET यूज कर रहे हैं आपके नेटवर्क में तो यू शुड डू दैट. सो इट इज ओवरऑल 90% all kind of updates is specially designed, or you can say is created for the server GUI. बट इफ यू आर यूजिंग सर्वर कोर तो उसमें मिनिमल इंटरफेस है, उसमें सिर्फ आपको कमांड लाइन इंटरफेस मिलेगा जिसमें बहुत सारे ऑप्शंस जो स्पेशली GUI में यूज होते हैं वो नहीं है. सो दैट इज अ मेन एडवांटेज दैट योर ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम इज सिक्योर बाय डिफॉल्ट इफ यू आर जस्ट ट्राइंग टू इंस्टॉल द सर्वर कोर इन योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. And that is a main reason that maximum administrator love to use server core, especially when they are trying to deploy some web servers or certificate servers, the DNS server for their own internal organizations. So guys, in this video, we are going to learn about that how you can configure from basic to advanced level, but definitely right now I'm only going to share with you that what are the basic steps we have to use in server core, especially when you are trying to deploy very first time in your organization. In our upcoming video, I'm also going to show you one by one that how you can use these commands to better use with the advanced configuration. Like if you are trying to deploy some servers, then how you can use these commands for that purpose also. But the very first thing you should know about in server core about the PowerShell. As you know, the PowerShell is one of the powerful tool जो मैं पहले भी काफी बार आपके साथ डिस्कस कर चुका हूं. तो PowerShell आपका सर्वर कोर में भी रहता है because there are lots of, even you can say almost 2,300 CMD-lets commands available in PowerShell. And for that also you can run your scripts, you can configure your every single part of your the operating system, and that is why I love to use PowerShell all the time. और उसके साथ साथ हमारे पास कुछ अदर कमांड्स एंड एलियासेस भी अवेलेबल होते हैं जो आप PowerShell में यूज कर सकते हैं. मेरा मतलब क्या है, PowerShell कोई एक स्पेशल काइंड का इंटरफेस नहीं है जहां पर सिर्फ स्पेशली कमांड्स चलती हैं. वहां पर आप वो बेसिक जितनी भी कमांड है जो कमांड प्रॉम्प्ट में चलती है, यू कैन यूज देम ऑल्सो. एंड नॉट ओनली दैट, like before you was like trying to configure some of the imaging tools, so for that you are trying to use DISM tool by command prompt, या फिर अगर आप CMD यूज कर रहे हैं एक्टिव डायरेक्टरी के रिस्टोरेशन के लिए या फिर उसके किसी पर्टिकुलर यूजर अकाउंट को रिस्टोर करने के लिए, उसका डेटाबेस को रिस्टोर करने के लिए यू हैव टू यूज NTDS UTIL, या फिर हार्ड डिस्क जो आपका है उसका मैनेजमेंट that is also called the disk management, उसको अगर आपको कॉन्फ़िगर करना है, then you have to use the disk part. ये सारी commands PowerShell by default support करता है. And not only that, that's why मैंने यहाँ पर कुछ commands आपके सामने लिखे. Let's better do one thing. Let us go to the Windows Server 2012 and let me show you कि how these commands will work in the PowerShell, which is by default available in Windows Server 2012. तो जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि it is available down here, just you need to right click and Windows PowerShell, you have to start with this. Now the PowerShell is open here. What I'm trying to show you in this part is like if I try to write down the dir command, जो कि हमारी command prompt में चलती थी, you know that you can find out all the directories and the files available in the particular location, जो कि right now हम हैं C drive में, उसके users में, and administrator जो हमारा directory है उसमें हैं हम. If you press enter here, it will show you all the directory options. अब यही चीज हमारे PowerShell में कुछ और तरीके से भी यूज कर सकते हैं आप. उसे बोलते हैं child items. If you type get dash child items, it will automatically show you the same result. That's what I'm trying to type here. And child item, when you press enter, you can see there is no difference. So exactly guys, in Windows Server 2012 में जो PowerShell है, ये जो dir command यहाँ पर है, it's a kind of alias for the PowerShell. But actual command which is related to PowerShell is get child item. But you don't need to worry. जो command आप command prompt में use करते थे, वो सारी commands आप यहाँ पर भी use कर सकते हैं. That's what I was trying to show you in this example. Now let's go back to our like the informational, the board, whiteboard, where I was trying to explain about the server core. And not only that, if you want to configure your server core, there are lots of remote administration tools available for you, like RSAT. You can configure remote server administration tool, और आपके remote desktops हैं. ऐसे बहुत सारे tools हैं जो आप use कर सकते हैं, और हम पर्टिकुलर आने वाली वीडियोस में करेंगे भी, लेकिन उसका बेसिक लेवल की हाउ यू कैन इनेबल द रिमोट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन इन सर्वर कोर, और हाउ यू कैन मेक द कम्युनिकेशन in between server core and other operating system, how you can configure these all things we are going to learn in remote administration. And guys, the last option in this one is we have Sconfig, which is also configured called server configuration, which is first time debut, or you can say discovered or designed in Windows Server 2008 R2, which is one of the very powerful component of the configuration, especially when you talk about server core. क्यों ऐसा है? Because Sconfig a kind of script based है, और ये आपको just you have to choose the option, like if you want to configure IP address, so it will show you number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So you just need to type 2, then automatically वो 2 से related जो settings हैं वो आपके सामने ले आएगा. Then again it will show you if you want to configure, press 1. If you do not want to configure this, press 2. If you want to disable it, press 3. तो ऐसे वो आपको options provide कराएगा, which is very handy, especially when you talk about the server core. So guys, we will do this all the stuff right now in this particular demonstration. लेकिन स्टार्ट करने से पहले मैं आपके सामने कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें आपके सामने रखना चाहता हूं कि डोंट बी कंफ्यूज्ड कि अगर आपके पास GUI है तो क्या उसमें स्पेशल कमांड चलेंगी. नहीं, जो भी कमांड मैं आपके सामने सर्वर कोर में अभी आपके सामने शो करूंगा, you can use the same commands in your regular GUI based operating system as well. So there is no changes or no difference in between the commands. So remember this thing, because मेरे साथ ऐसा हुआ था when I was trying to teach some of the engineers of the Infosys. They always ask this question to me that, hey sir, like if I have one full GUI based operating system, so can I use the same command in that? Of course, yes, you can use the same. So let's get started with Windows Server 2012, and for that I want to show you that I have configured 2 server for you. The one is full GUI, because why I have to configure, because I want to show you if you are running a server core in your network, then how you can join your server core with the domain. तो उसके लिए मैंने एक छोटा सा डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन आप दिखाने के लिए मैंने आपके लिए नेटवर्क बनाया है. And in this network I'm trying to show you in full GUI I have already installed Active Directory for you. with the name of mylab.com. The IP address of the LAN card is 10.10.10.1. And of course, my remote management is enabled by default, and time and every single thing you can find out right now on this server. But actually our job is to configure the server core. So let's jump into our server core and let's start configuring some of the important thing. So for your information, मैंने server core already enable किया हुआ है और उसके लिए मैंने username password already type करके रखा हुआ है आपके लिए. तो सबसे पहली चीज, जैसे ही आप ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम स्टार्ट करते हैं, what you have to do, very first thing, as you know that we are login as an administrator. तो जनरली जैसा कि मुझे एक्सपीरियंस है कि हमें करना क्या है, we have to create one username in server core. Then how you can do that? There are multiple ways. You can use ds add command, which is specially used in one situation when you have active directory in your network. But in general, how you can use that? So the command is very similar and simple, जो हम पहले भी Windows Server 2003 में 2008 में use करते आ रहे हैं, net user. So if take an example, if I'm trying to create a user with the name of trainer, then how you can do that? You just need to type add and star. Star is for the password, because यहाँ पर /add मैंने टाइप किया है, उसका मतलब ये है कि मैं यहाँ पर एक यूजर ऐड करना चाहता हूं विद द नेम ऑफ ट्रेनर, और स्टार का मतलब है प्लीज आस्क मी द पासवर्ड व्हेन आई प्रेस एंटर हियर. तो जैसे आप एंटर प्रेस करेंगे तो ऑटोमेटिकली इट विल आस्क यू द पासवर्ड फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर यूजर. सो लेट मी टाइप द पासवर्ड. आई टाइप, प्रेस एंटर अगेन, एंड उसके बाद जैसे ही आप दोबारा से आपका पासवर्ड टाइप करेंगे, व्हेन यू प्रेस एंटर, द कमांड कंप्लीटेड सक्सेसफुली. इफ यू वांट टू टेस्ट, just need to type net user, जैसा कि आप जानते हैं, and you will find out the trainer user here as you can see on the screen. ये तो थी very basic thing. Now, as you know that if you type net user trainer, मैं इसके बारे में कुछ information, या you can say I want to know about more information about this particular user. So when just type net space user space trainer. When you press enter, in the end you can find out it is the part of local group memberships, and ये सिर्फ users का ही member है. That means this particular user have the very basic permission to perform task on this particular operating system. Now company आपको बोलती है please add this particular user in the administrators group, जो by default available होता है, and you want to give the full permission to this particular user. Then how you can do that? For that you need to type net, then local group. So type very carefully, and what is the name of the local group right now? वो है administrators, as you can see here. And administrators के बाद just add, क्योंकि आप ये add करना चाहते हैं किस में, कौन से user में. So type the username here. तो मैंने यहाँ पर /add करके user का नाम दिया है. Press enter. That's it. Done. So after that, now your trainer user will become the administrator for this particular server core. You want to verify? Just type the same command net user trainer. तो जैसे आप ये command type करेंगे, when you press enter, in the end you can find out it is a part of administrators right now as well. So it is very basic, very simple command, because मुझे पता है most of you already know about this all. So that is a great stuff, because in this particular video I'm just trying to give you the basic idea for the server core, so that in the future video you are not be confused, and you should be very clear how to use your server core for better management in the future configurations. So let me clear this, and let's try to talk about some of the networking part in server core. You know that we have a very basic command, that is ipconfig, to check out the IP address right now available on my PC. When you press ipconfig, press enter, and you can see I get some of the IP addresses available, or you can say I already have one IP address, but I really don't know this IP address. I get it from DHCP, या मैंने इसको manually या preferably मैंने इसको दिया है. So you know that how to check it. Just type ipconfig // just type this, press enter here, and you can find out that this particular address I get it from DHCP. As you can see right now, यहाँ पर DHCP का options available है, and it is by default yes, and I get this IP address from DHCP server, because this particular LAN card is connected with the DHCP server. तो कैसे आप आईपी एड्रेस से रिलेटेड या नेटवर्क से रिलेटेड और ज्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन फाइंड आउट करेंगे, स्पेशली व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट द इंटरफेस. सो गाइस, फॉर दैट द कमांड इज netsh. आपको ये कमांड के बारे में ऑलरेडी पता है, आई नो दैट, बट इन सर्वर कोड यू जस्ट यूज दिस कमांड एंड देन टाइप IP version 4 show interfaces. Because right now हमारे पास कितने interfaces available हैं, you can type this command and you will get the information one by one. But make sure right now I am only talk about in this particular example for IP version 4. मैं यहाँ पर IPv6 से configuration से related बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. So press enter and it will show us two LAN card which have been configured with IP version 4. And उन दोनों के जो configuration or you can say the name है वो है, one is loopback sudo interface 1. In the future video, I will discuss with you and share with you that what is pseudo interface. But for you right now, it's a virtual interface for the Microsoft operating system. The second one, we have the logical, or you can say the real interface, which is available on this operating system is Ethernet. And both are in connected state, as you can see. The MTU is by default working, you can see, and 1500 is the by default on the real LAN card. But I want to tell you, this is for metric. I will discuss in the future what is metric for you, because it is very important, especially when you are trying to deploy network. मैं आपके सामने बाद में डिस्कस करूंगा, लेकिन जो इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है इंडेक्सेस के बेस पे आप जो इंटरफेसेस हैं उनको कॉन्फ़िगर कर सकते हैं, जो कि आने वाले टाइम में मैं करूंगा अभी. सो जैसा कि आपने देखा कि यहां से आप फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं. बट लेट्स से इफ यू हैव टू असाइन एन IP एड्रेस मैन्युअली in server code, then how you can do that? It is pretty easy. Just you need to type netsh interface. और अगर आपको नहीं पता है आगे क्या टाइप करना है, I want to tell you, जैसे कि आपको कुछ भी नहीं पता है क्या करना है आगे, so just type question mark after every single command. It will give you some idea, like I'm typing here netsh space interface question mark. तो ये मुझे ऑप्शंस देगा कि आप कौन सी कॉन्फ़िगरेशन करना चाहते हो अभी यहाँ पर. So you want to configure IPv4, you want to configure IPv6, you want to set something, you want to configure something related to TCP. So there are so many options. So take an example, I want to configure IPv4. Now, उसके बाद आपको नहीं पता कि क्या कमांड टाइप करनी है. Again question mark. तो जैसे आप यहाँ एंटर करेंगे, it will show you, you want to add something, you want to delete something, आपको help चाहिए, you want to install any of the protocol, you want to reset something. So it's like so many options available, which is really good for us. So यहाँ पर मैं little bit थोड़ा fast कर देता हूँ, because here we want to actually set the IP address. तो यहाँ पर मैं क्या करना चाहता हूँ, मैं यहाँ पर एड्रेस सेट करना चाहता हूँ. कहाँ पर, कौन से इंटरफेस पे. सो जैसा कि आपने अभी देखा था, मैं इथरनेट की बात कर रहा था, तो टाइप द नेम ऑफ द इंटरफेस, जो भी आपने नाम दिया है, और उसके बाद आपका ऑप्शन है सोर्स. बिकॉज सोर्स का मतलब है कौन से वे से आप कॉन्फ़िगर करना चाहते हैं. तो यहां पर मैं स्टैटिक IP एड्रेस कॉन्फ़िगर करना चाहता हूं, तो टाइप स्टैटिक स्पेस एड्रेस, उसके बाद इज इक्वल टू एंड व्हाट इज द IP एड्रेस यू वांट टू गिव हियर. सो मैं यहां पर देना चाहता हूं 10 10 10 इमेजिन 70. तो देते ही उसके बाद आपको सबनेट मास्क देना है. बाय डिफॉल्ट इट इज अवेलेबल 255.0.0.0 बिकॉज ये क्लास A का IP एड्रेस है. लेकिन मैं यहां पर अगर कोई और देना चाहता हूं तो यू कैन फाइंड आउट, मीन्स यू कैन टाइप योर सबनेट मास्क इफ यू आर यूजिंग कस्टम सबनेट मास्क, और अगर आप वहां पर यूज कर रहे हैं अपनी सबनेटिंग. But right now I'm not using any subnetting part. I'm just using the simple way, which is this particular information, which is the default, you can say, the subnet mask. अगर आपके पास इमेजिन कीजिए कि कोई गेटवे आपने स्पेशली कॉन्फ़िगर कर रखा है, या आप only want to communicate with a dedicated server, you can also type gateway. नहीं तो आप यहाँ पर just enter कर सकते हैं after mask, means after 255.0.0.0 press enter, तो आपका IP एड्रेस सेट हो जाएगा. लेकिन अगर आपके पास गेटवे है, या फिर जिसे आप डिफॉल्ट गेटवे कहते हैं, अगर वो अवेलेबल है, so you can configure here as well. Just want to tell you, I have one server running which is called DC, and उसका IP एड्रेस है 10.10.10.1, तो मैं उसको ये देना चाहता हूं. Press enter here, तो ये ऑटोमेटिकली सेट हो जाएगा. Now let's check it कि वो सेट हुआ है कि नहीं. So type /all here, IP config space all, and you can see right now the IP address is set to 10.10.10.70. Subnet mask is set. The default gateway is also set. Now this is the very first thing you have to configure on your server core. The next thing, definitely आपके network में कोई ना कोई domain controller चल रहा होगा, and you definitely want to join your server core with that domain controller for further configuration for your enterprise network. तो उसके लिए आपको पता है कि you need to create, सबसे पहले जो you need to create you can say the client of the main domain controller. तो उसके लिए आपको जो करना पड़ता है वो है आपको preferred DNS server का IP एड्रेस देना पड़ता है. Then how you can configure that part, you just need to type netsh, then of course interface जैसा कि आपने अभी डाला था, then IPv4 जो हमारा IP address configuration, and we want to add the information for related to DNS servers. And if you don't know about this command, you just type after add question mark. जैसे आप एंटर करेंगे तो यहां पर आपको सबसे पहला ऑप्शन दिखाएगा DNS सर्वर. सो दैट विल अलाउज यू टू फाइंड आउट कि आपको यहां पर क्या कमांड टाइप करनी है. सो टाइप DNS सर्वर्स. उसके बाद आपको सबसे पहले नेम देना है कि किस पर्टिकुलर लैन कार्ड पे आप DNS सर्वर कॉन्फ़िगर करना चाहते हैं. सो टाइप इथरनेट स्पेस, उसके बाद जो भी आप एड्रेस टाइप करना चाहते हैं इज इक्वल टू, देन टाइप योर एड्रेस. आई एम ट्राइंग टू टाइप 10.10.10.1 जो कि हमारा बाय डिफॉल्ट IP एड्रेस मैंने कॉन्फ़िगर किया हुआ है मेरे डोमेन कंट्रोलर पे. सो जैसे आप ये टाइप करेंगे उसके बाद आपको बेटर है यू शुड ऑल्सो टाइप द इंडेक्स, एंड यू नो दैट द बाय डिफॉल्ट इंडेक्स इज अवेलेबल ऑन 12 बिकॉज मैंने आपको अभी दिखाया था कि जो इथरनेट है उसके ऊपर इंडेक्स नंबर चल रहा है 12. सो प्रेस एंटर, डन. सो एज यू कैन सी इट इज ऑलरेडी कॉन्फ़िगर्ड, एंड इट इज कॉन्फ़िगर्ड for this particular server core because I was trying to configure more options. तो मैंने पहले से configure कर लिया था. So let's cross verify one more time with ipconfig space /all, and you can see this DNS server is configured with 10.10.10.1, which is very simple for you and you are pretty familiar with this particular stuff. So guys, ये तो हुआ हमारा configuration का, and better you should also check with the command with ping कि हमारा ये communicate कर रहा है या नहीं. So yes, we are easily able to communicate with 10.10.10.1 server, or you can say the PC और जो भी आपका network में host available है. Now the next thing is pretty interesting. Like if you want to know your computer name, now how you can find out? According to me, there are multiple ways to find out, but the very best and the very easy way to do it, just type hostname. जैसे ही आप टाइप करेंगे आपको ऑटोमेटिकली आपके कंप्यूटर का नाम बता देगा. But guys, you can see very clearly here that it is very complex name, and we want to clarify and we want to make a very simple name for this particular server core. So the next command will help you to change the computer name for your server core. Then how you can do that? So for that, I'm trying to introduce the another command called net domain, or it is network domain. उसके बाद rename computer. ये command थोड़ी लंबी है, so better you should write down properly. उसके बाद मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि इसका मतलब क्या है. Computer name, then मैंने परसेंटेज से उसको ब्लॉक कर दिया. I will tell you what is the meaning of that. उसके बाद मैंने यहाँ पर लिखना है new, then name. न्यू नेम के बाद आपको यहाँ पर जो कॉलन स्टार्ट करना है, कॉलन के बाद आपको जो भी नाम देना है आप दे सकते हैं. लाइक आई एम ट्राइंग टू गिव सर्वर 100, जो भी आप नाम देना चाहते हैं यू कैन यूज इट. उसके बाद आपको देना है यूजर डी, द यूजर नेम ऑफ द डोमेन. एक्चुअली इट इज रिलेटेड टू द करंट यूजर नेम. तो मैं यहां पर देना चाहता हूं जिसके पास प्रिविलेज है इसको चेंज करने की, दैट इज द नेम ऑफ द यूजर कॉल्ड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर. और उसके बाद आप यहां पर पासवर्ड भी डाल सकते हैं, बट पासवर्ड डी, दैट इज फॉर डोमेन अगेन. लेकिन अगर आप यहां पासवर्ड देना चाहते हैं यू कैन टाइप, बिकॉज इट विल शो यू इन द प्लेन टेक्स्ट विच इज नॉट गुड फॉर यू. तो आप यहां पर स्पेस करके /reboot टाइप करेंगे. रिबूट का मतलब है कि ऑटोमेटिकली जैसे ही आपका कंप्यूटर नेम की कमांड चल जाएगी ये ऑटोमेटिकली रिबूट कर जाए विद 0 सेकेंड, मीन्स इमीडिएटली. बट गाइस, जैसा कि आप यहां देख रहे हैं कि मैंने पासवर्ड नहीं दिया है, सो डोंट बी कंफ्यूज. इफ इट विल आस्क यू type the password because I don't want to show anybody else कि मेरे कंप्यूटर का या मेरे एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर अकाउंट का पासवर्ड क्या है. So that is really one of the very good thing the system administrator we have to take care of. So press enter here. So it will ask you, are you sure you want to do this, because your current username is this, and if you want to do it, just let us know. So just type yes here, or called Y, and press enter, and automatically it is command successfully and it will restart for you. Once it is restart, I come back and I will show you the next step. तो जैसे कि आप देख रहे हैं कि मेरा PC restart हो गया. Now we are on the same server core machine. Let's check with the hostname command one more time कि हमारे कंप्यूटर का नाम चेंज हुआ है या नहीं है. When you press enter, and you can see guys, my computer name is changed now with server-100 here. So this is very basic or very familiar command for you as well. I know that. The next command allows you to join this particular server core with any of the domain controller running in your organization. So how you can do that with the same command called netdom space. After that you need to type join because you want to join this. And yes, मैं last time आपको बताना भूल गया कि why I have to type %computer, because मुझे नहीं पता है कि what is the name of the computer. So anonymously I'm trying to tell here to this machine कि I don't know the computer name. Whatever the computer name is, please change it. तो इसीलिए मैंने last command में computer name % में close किया था. Then space here, then type the domain name, जो भी आपका domain name है यहाँ पर. And just for your information, what is my domain name is mylab.com, as you can see, which is running on my full GUI server. तो मैं I'll go back to server core and type here the same name mylab.com. ये मेरे domain का नाम है. उसके बाद space, किसको authority है इसको join करने की. So I'm running with the administrator user. So I'm going to type the same. And the next command is the same way, the /password D. And then after that, reboot, again :0. Now, it will again restart your PC and it will automatically join this particular machine to our domain controller. When you press enter, and it will ask you the command, oh, failed complete successfully. So I changed a little bit in your command, as you can see right now. So before I just type the %computer name %close, and it is not allow us to connect with that. But right now I just changed a little bit, and I also removed the reboot command here as well. So exactly what it will do for you, it will automatically ask you the password associated with the domain user. So जो भी password है मैं यहाँ पर type कर रहा हूँ अभी. When I press enter, then automatically the command completed successfully. Then now you just need to restart manually, and once you do that, automatically it will join your computer with the domain after that. In this part, I want to talk about Sconfig, which is related to server configuration. Especially we all administrator have to use this particular command to configure your server core with ease of management, which is very easy, at least for those administrators जिनको commands याद नहीं रहती हैं, तो they can use this option at least to configure the basic stuff on the server core. The basic stuff is including your computer name, it is including your IP address, the DNS server. Even you can activate your server core as well by using Sconfig. Now, how you can do that? Better we should go to the server core operating system and try to see how you can do that. Now, if you want to do this, you just need to type the command sconfig, press enter. Now it will take to you the different management plane where you can configure multiple options. But मैं आपके सामने शेयर करना चाहता हूं कुछ options हम पहले ही configure कर चुके हैं. Just like I already connect with the domain called mylab.com, जैसे कि अभी हमने थोड़ी देर पहले किया था. And my computer name I already changed for you, which is already changed with the name of server-100. And you can add the local administrator if you want to do that. The remote management is enabled, as you can see. The Windows update setting is configured with manual. If you want to change it to automatic, you can do that. But better do one thing. Let's try with the configure remote management, because for security purpose, for the time being, I don't want to enable my remote management. जो भी मैंने काम करना था, I did this all work on my remote system, or means on this machine. Now I want to disable my remote management, which is by default disable, but मैं कुछ configuration कर रहा था तो मैंने इसको enable कर दिया था. तो यहाँ पर how you can do that, right now you can see the remote management option is available on number 4. So यहाँ पर आपको सिर्फ type करना है number 4. When you go inside, it will ask you very easy way, like what do you want to do? You want to enable remote desktop management, or you want to disable remote management? So just type 2 because we want to disable it. Type 2, done. Successfully disable remote management. Press OK, finish. When you type 4, because it will allow you to go back to the main menu and press 4, and you can see right now it is disabled. Now for the users or for the administrator who wants to enable it again, it is again pretty easy to do that. Just type 4 again, press enter. It will take to you inside. What do you want to do? You want to enable it? Type 1 because 1 के सामने लिखा हुआ है enable remote management. तो press enter कीजिए. यहाँ पर वो आपसे कुछ नहीं पूछेगा, right? Okay, it is enabling remote management. Or better, we should maximize this option. Okay, it is enable remote access. That's great. It is enabled for us, or whatever it is enabling. What I'm trying to tell you, if you are doing this very first time, it will ask you to perform 2 options. It will ask you 2 options there. One option is for more secure. Another option is for less secure, means any of the user can connect with this one. So definitely you have to choose for better security. Select always one option. But यहाँ पर already मैंने किया हुआ था तो it will not about to do that. So that's great for us and it is done already. Now as you can see, configure server response to ping. What does it mean? The meaning is if somebody is trying to ping with this one, तो क्या वो ping कर पाए? Now let's do one thing. Let's go to our main PC and try to communicate with this. I am on my DC and let's try to go with a ping. Type IP, oh sorry, not IP, it's ping command. 10.10.10.70, press enter. As you can see, we are not about to ping with the PC because right now जो मेरा server core है उस पे IP address तो ये है लेकिन हम उससे ping नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. So if you want to do that, because certainly if you want to check it that if your server core is working or not, तो हम हमेशा ping command ही use करते हैं. And according to that, वो PC शायद चल नहीं रहा है या उसका network interface का disable है या communication में कुछ problem है, तो ये problem आपके सामने आ सकती हैं. So if you want to enable ping, so as you can see, the third option available in remote management is configure server response to ping. So type 3 here, press enter. So do you want to allow machine to ping with this server? Yes. Done. So जैसे ये हो जाता है, let's go back to our DC and try to ping again now. Can you see this? You will feel the difference. So guys, this is the very easy way you can enable, you can disable multiple options by using Sconfig on server core. Now if you want to go back to the main menu, go to 4 option, type 4 here, press enter. We go back, and not only that, if you want to configure network setting, you can do that. You can make changes in date and time. आप Windows को activate कर सकते हैं. You can log off with the user, restart server. So there are multiple options available. So let's jump into the network setting because in network settings we have so many options. तो मैं आपके सामने सिर्फ दिखाना चाहता हूँ कि what it looks like. तो कैसे आपको दिखाई देता है ये. So type 8 here, press enter. As you can see, by default, the IP address is 10.10.10.70. If you want to change it, type 10 here because it is related to this particular LAN card settings. So when I type 10, press enter, we are inside this particular adapter. Now, what do you want to do? Do you want to set IP address? Do you want to change or add DNS servers or उससे related setting change करना चाहते हैं? It's all up to you. So guys, it is very easy to perform like any task on this Sconfig option, and which is pretty easy according to me for any of the administrator out there. So अगर आप वापस जाना चाहते हैं back to the normal state, just type 15 because it is exit to the command line, press enter. We are outside here. तो जैसा कि आपने देखा कि मैंने आपके सामने शेयर किया कि how you can play around with the Sconfig command. Now let's talk about the firewall. which is the last component that I want to share with you in server core right now. जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि by default advanced firewall is provided by Microsoft in Windows Server 2008 first time, and which is having so many options, configurations options are there. You can monitor your encrypted traffic. You can also check the connection. You can create the rule in inbound and in outbound section, and we will definitely going to do in the future. But for right now, कैसे आप सर्वर कोड में उससे रिलेटेड कॉन्फ़िगरेशन करेंगे. Now take an example. I want to allow remote administration to anyone to connect with this server core, because you know that we are not allowed to go inside the room where it is called the server room. We have to sit outside, and we have the local area connection available there. Just need to connect with the laptop. The console is available, and then by using remote administration tools like RSAT or WinRM, there are so many options available. You have to connect with your server and you have to perform all the changes whatever you want. तो अगर आप ऐसा करना चाहते हैं, so as you can see in the latest operating system, it is little bit changed that if you wanna set up some of the rule better, you should configure it with on your all profiles, because you know that in Windows Server 2012 it is coming with domain, private and public profiles. So you can play around with this. You want to do that, you just need to set state off for the all profile, press enter, the command is running properly. And also you can do that, you want to if there is any important thing you want to you just applied wrong thing on the firewall and you want to reset all the stuff, so you just need to type netsh advanced firewall reset, press enter, then automatically it will restart on all the profile, and automatically your firewall is reset, disabled and working properly in that. So guys, this is by default what we learn in the server core right now. All the basic stuff I share with you, some of the important commands I share with you, at least for the basic management. And जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि आने वाली videos में I'm definitely going to share with you that how you can configure the advanced stuff within your GUI and of course within your server core. But for right now, that will be all. If you want to ask any question from me, you can send me the email on my email ID, which is harshadmin@gmail.com, or you can put the comment in your YouTube box, which is really appreciable, because I really need your all the comments. If you want any kind of improvement from my side, please let me know. And if you want to share me any kind of scenario that you are working right now and you are not about to perform properly, you can share your stuff as well. So whenever I get time, I definitely come back to you within 24 hours or 48 hours and will provide you the solution. That is my always wishes कि आपका सब network अच्छे से चले, and you will definitely get the most out of me, means whatever experience I have. So thank you so much guys for this particular video. We will see you in the next video. More to come. Stay connected, stay tuned. See you in the next video. Have a nice day.